global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Prominent elder statements from the northern part of the country have reacted to recent call for a new Nigerian constitution. It has been reported that the PATROIT, Ohanes Ndibo, and the Middle Belt Forum have demanded a new constitution for the peace and progress of the nation. But in a swift reaction, Alhaji Tanguy Yakasi, who is also a member of the PATROIT, urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to proceed cautiously. Yakasi, in a statement, stressed the importance of broad consultation and careful consideration, warning that neglecting these steps could lead to national chaos and instability. He noted that due process was not followed in articulating the view presented to the president, noting that a matter of such national significance demands inclusive deliberation and consensus among all founding members. The Northern Elder argued that excluding key voices undermined the credibility and unity of the mission, insisting that decision of this magnitude must be rooted in collective wisdom rather than rushed action. He further aligned with the former President Olusegun Obasanjo's view that Nigeria's core issue is not the constitution itself, but the character and the attitude of those who operate it. Yakasi asserted that without a change in the mindset and conduct of the country's leaders, even the most well-crafted constitution would fail to bring about the desired progress and stability. He advised that efforts should be directed towards promoting ethnical leadership, accountability, and civil responsibility among those in governance. Similarly, Professor Owalu Yadudu also cautioned that any reworking of the constitution and restructuring of the polity must conform to constitutional processes to be legitimate. Deviating from this path can lead to chaos and disorder. Another Northern Elder statement who craved anonymity told Daily Trust that the proposal for a new constitution was disruptive and an attempt to exacerbate existing tension. He alleged that the leader of the PATROIT may be trying to achieve Biafra through the back door with the demands for a new constitution for Nigerians. Oh my God, this is really serious, I must say. Well, for me, this fear is unbecoming, being that the Northerners are part of this PATROIT and they were part of that visit to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's office. And there were two things that were discussed. Anyako was the person who spoke on behalf of the PATROIT. And one of the things he did was to appeal to the president to send an executive bill to the National Assembly proposing two measures. One was to convene a National Constituent Assembly with the mandate to produce a draft People's Democratic Constitution, while the Constituent Assembly should be of directly elected individuals on a non-political basis from the 36 states of the Federation, possibly 3 individuals per state and 1 from FCT. He also said that the PATROIT requested legislation for a national referendum to which the draft constitution emerging from the Constituent Assembly should be subjected. And the president responded to it. And what was his response? He said that for now he is preoccupied with trying to build the economy and also bring about sustainable development, and that he will still have to listen to them. He expressed his respect for the PATROIT and their contribution to national discourse. The people who are part of it are, number 1, the former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Oshoba, former Minister of Information Mr. Labaran Maku, former Senator representing Kaduna Central Shehu Sani, former Minister of Women Affairs Pauline Tallinn, and human rights lawyer Mike Ezeume, and others. A lot of Northerners were part of it. Now the big question is, why are the Northerners afraid that they are trying to achieve Biafra from the back door, blah, 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 blah? My colleague is in the house, and we just want to look at this. What is the fear? Why do they expect that there must be more detailed discussion, and why should they feel that this is a way of the Southeast getting Biafra?
All of this began when Professor Anglo Abdullahi made mention of a lot of things. And if you have been following Professor Abdullahi, you will recall that he's one person that believes that this country needs a lot of rehab, a lot of revamping, and he has not changed his mind. And he said literally that the country is too big for one black person to run. And when he started talking, one-time Guantanamo governorship candidate of Anambra State spoke, that's Obidibo, spoke very strongly, Emeka Obidibo. He said that let's quickly run and take actions now that Professor Anglo has said something concerning this issue of, people should look into this and see how they can, So it all didn't start from the Patriot. Patriot mentioned it, and of course, our professor has been talking about it. He has been talking about it. This is not the first time he's saying it, but it now looks as if it is now the Indians that are talking about it. Come on, let's tell ourselves the truth. Do we really enjoy the way the whole thing is going? Look at the bill that the bill that the House of Assembly member, the House of Rep member, actually proposed, where he wanted a situation where those who are agitating for any country at all, protesters and all that. Look at the almost unreasonable bill that he was actually proposing. All of that put together makes it look as if the people they don't even know what they want. The people who are their leaders are just tossing them one way or the other. And what Patriot is saying, I'm just trying to look through holistically without being biased, is that look, if we do not, in all honesty, come with our 3 representatives each in each state, 36 states, FCT 1%, and so that we can peacefully dialogue how we want this country to be run. If we don't, then protest may take something different, because by the time the hardship goes beyond proportion, if you go on social media spaces, you get to see some level of unnecessary battles between some ethnic groups. You begin to wonder, how did we get this bad? Because of politics, some politicians have divided us in that line, such that when it comes to time for politics, they begin to ignite that flame again. So you can do it for a long while, you get away with it. After a while, you may not get away with it at some point, and we're almost getting to that level. And these patriots are saying, we are brothers, can we all sit together and see how we can move this country forward? I don't see any other thing. Even if they decide to say it is a Biafran thing, just give it time. Eventually, they will understand why the patriots and some old men who have been in this country for a long while, who have tasted the past governance, and now realizing that the country is not improving, it's actually emaciating. And they're calling for something much more inclusive, where everybody will be included in the leadership, and they're making it look as if it's just one-sided group. If you ask me, they're not being very fair.
All right, that's where we would like to leave it. But let's talk more about it in the comment section. Do you think that the move by the Patriot is towards creating an opportunity for Biafra to emerge? Because from my perspective, I don't think that is true. We're looking for a constitution that will be all-encompassing, and getting 33 people from all the states will help out a great deal. That's where we'd like to leave it. Let's
Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.